Good morning, students. Today we are going to study schematic trigger using op-amp. So it is also called as regenerative comparator circuit. The circuit is designed with positive feedback, and it is basically an inverting comparator circuit, and since it is using positive feedback, therefore it is having regenerative action that will make the output switch levels to switch between the two levels, that is plus V saturation and minus V saturation. And now the figure of schematic trigger figure is shown here. This is the schematic trigger circuit using op-amp 741 IC. Now the purpose of the schematic trigger is mainly to convert any regular or irregular shaped input waveforms into a square wave or pulse. Okay, and hence it is sometimes also called as squaring circuit. Now look into the figure. Here the resistors R1 and R2 forms the voltage divider bias. Okay, that will decides, or you can say it will forms the voltage divider with resistor R1 and R2, and that has been set in the positive feedback. Now a series resistance with the input, that is ROM, is also connected to the our minus input or inverting input, that has been connected with the input voltage Vin, and this is mainly used to minimize the offset problems. Okay, that is what is if you are having any offset problems, then our ROM resistor, which has been connected in series with the input voltage, that is going to minimize the offset problems. Okay, and the next point is the voltage across R1 is, okay, this the voltage across this R1 is fed back to the our non-inverting input. Okay, this is the component description of the our op-amp of schematic trigger, and a load resistance is connected across our op-amp at the output. Okay, so here in our schematic trigger, the mainly the input voltage Vi, that is whatever we have given the input voltage, this input voltage Vi triggers or changes. You can say this will, the input voltage triggers or changes the state of the output, the state of the this output voltage V0 every time it exceeds certain voltage level called, you can say, lower threshold or upper threshold voltage VUT and lower threshold voltage VLT, that has been shown in the figures that I will show it afterwards. And in this figure, the threshold voltage, that is the lower threshold voltage and upper threshold voltage, are obtained. These voltages are obtained by using the voltage divider, that is with the help of these resistors R1 and R2, where this the voltage across the R1 is fed back to the our non-inverting input. Okay, the voltage across R1 is usually a variable reference threshold voltage. This is a variable reference threshold voltage that depends on the value and polarity. Okay, this voltage across R1 mainly depends on the value and polarity of the our output voltage, that is V0. Okay, that will depends upon the mainly our output voltage V0. Right? Suppose when the output voltage is at plus V saturation, the voltage across R1 is called as upper threshold voltage, that is VUT. Similarly, when the output voltage is at minus V saturation, the output voltage across R1 is called as lower threshold voltage. Okay, and as I said, now the input voltage, suppose when our output voltage is at minus V saturation, say is our output voltage is at minus, you can first take the example of plus V saturation. The voltage across R1 is called, as I said, it is upper threshold voltage VUT. Now the input voltage, whatever you are applying for this circuit, the input voltage Vin must be slightly more than this upper threshold voltage, whatever you are applying this for this circuit, this should be more. Okay, the input voltage must be, that is Vin must be slightly more positive than VUT in order to cause the output V0 to switch from plus V saturation to minus V saturation. Okay, as long as our input voltage is less than the upper threshold voltage, the V0 is at plus V saturation, and using the voltage divider rule we can find the upper threshold voltage. That means, see here, as long as the input voltage must be slightly more positive. Okay, what is happening here? Just now what I explained, when our output voltage is at plus V saturation, right? This is our output voltage. The output voltage is at plus V saturation. The voltage across R1 is called as this as plus V saturation. Okay, R1 is called as upper threshold voltage. That is what we have mentioned or what we have designed, 0.25 millivolts. Okay, the input voltage Vin must be slightly more positive than VUT. Whenever this input voltage is slightly more than 25 millivolts, then what is going to happen? That will cause the output V0 to switch from plus V saturation to minus V saturation. As long as this input voltage, okay, this input voltage is less than the upper threshold voltage, that is less than the 25 millivolt, V0 is at plus V saturation. Okay, and using the voltage divider rule, we can write the upper threshold voltage as, using the figure and the voltage divider rule, R1 divided by R1 plus R2 into plus V saturation. This is the condition for the upper threshold voltage. Similarly, now on the other hand, when our output voltage is at minus V saturation, say when our output voltage is minus V saturation, the voltage across R1 is referred as lower threshold voltage. Okay, this voltage is referred as lower threshold voltage, and at this time Vn or our input voltage must be slightly more negative. Okay, it should be slightly more negative than our lower threshold voltage in order to cause the output voltage to switch from minus V saturation to plus V saturation. Okay, and this is how we are going to look into the suppose what is happening now, the output voltage is at minus V saturation, right? So whenever our output voltage is at minus V saturation, what is going to happen? Vin must slightly more than, our input voltage is slightly more than this minus 25 volts. Then what is going to happen? It is slightly more negative than our lower threshold voltage. Okay, see here, this is more slightly more negative than the VLT, that will cause our output to switch from negative saturation to positive saturation. Okay, negative saturation to positive saturation. And in this case, our lower threshold voltage can be calculated by using the formula VLT is equal to minus V saturation into R1 divided by R1 plus R2. This is using our voltage divider rule. Okay, in this way we can study the schematic trigger and also look into the input and output waveforms of the schematic trigger. And here, if the threshold voltages, say our upper threshold voltages and as well as the lower threshold voltages are made larger than the input noise voltages, then what is going to happen? The positive feedback will eliminate the false output transition. Therefore, we are going to select the series resistance which has been connected with the input is equal to R1 in parallel with R2 is used to minimize that offset problems. Okay, this is regarding the schematic trigger. And similarly, this schematic trigger in this schematic trigger we can study the hysteresis characteristics of the schematic trigger. Since a comparator circuit with positive feedback is used, a deadband condition hysteresis can occur in the output. So when the input of the comparator has a value higher than the VUT, its output switches from plus V saturation to minus V saturation, just now you have studied, and reverts back, when it will reverse back to its original state when to state plus V saturation when the input value goes below the VLT. Okay, the hysteresis curve of this figure has been shown here. This is the when our V saturation goes from this hysteresis looks like this. V saturation goes from to plus V saturation to minus V saturation. This is our upper threshold point, and it will our lower threshold point and goes back to the our V plus V saturation point. In this way, the hysteresis of the schematic trigger can be studied. So a gap between the hysteresis curve is called as hysteresis voltage, and that voltage can be calculated by subtracting upper threshold voltage with the lower threshold voltage. Therefore, with the V hysteresis is nothing but the upper threshold voltage minus lower threshold voltage. We have already calculated the upper threshold voltage and lower threshold voltage, and just substitute those values. We are going to get the hysteresis voltage as R1 divided by R1 plus R2 plus V saturation minus V saturation. This is the hysteresis characteristics of the our schematic trigger. And for today's class this is sufficient, and we will study in the next class the other topics. Okay, thank you.